Thanks.
Oh, Greg's here.
Yeah, I just sent him a text.
All right.
Oh,
There
he is.
What's
Mr.
up, Greg?
Huber?
Hey,
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing fantastic.
How's my hair? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know Saul is busy. I don't know about and Scotty's out for his birthday. Derek would be the only one. I don't know if Derek's coming on.
Oh, that's right. Scotty's birthday today.
Scotty is birthday today. Yep.
You only turned 29 once.
Yeah.
Text Derek.
What do you want to say?
Are you coming to the Personal Brand podcast right now?
Okay, sending.
Hey, Greg, are you active on social media?
No, I'm like, I have a Facebook and Instagram, but I'm not doing, I'm not actively posting and stuff, really.
Okay. I mean, do you like hang out there to like browse and stuff, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have Telegram, Greg?
What?
Do you have Telegram?
Telegram? No.
Okay. Well, if you want, I'm going to send you over a invite.
That's where cool kids hang out, Greg. I'm just kidding.
And drug dealers. So.
Oh, whoa. Hey. Take it easy. And drug dealers, he says.
Oh, man. I've been a loner for so long.
How's Carlsbad today?
It's raining.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It rained here a little bit too.
Yeah. It was a good day not to play golf. So what am I doing with that you just sent me, Jay?
So if you want to I think you have to download the app, Telegram app. So basically what this is we created kind of like an engagement group. So when you're ready and you can post that you want to get like some visibility, you just post a link to it, and then everybody in the group's supposed to like follow you, like it, comment to try to help each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just get started. I don't know if anybody's gonna join. I didn't send out the text, but we can just do it through us. We got enough to kind of go over. So I guess first, let's just talk about this past week. Any wins, losses, new things we've discovered, what you did. We'll start with you, Sam.
A lot of activities. I don't know if they're all wins, but I did start posting videos consistently starting last Monday. So this will be my 8th day of posting. I started posting one short video every single day. And then starting on Tuesday, I think I actually started additional video to just Instagram, Facebook, and X. And then starting on Thursday or Wednesday, I decided, hey, what the heck? I'm just going to post a second video to all the other platforms too. So right now, my current workflow in terms of posting is 2 videos every day. One 6 in the morning and one 7 p.m. The one on 6 in the morning is just some inspirational quotes or thought-provoking quotes with animated background. And then the 7 p.m. one is just me talking to the camera for like 30 seconds. So the one in the morning, I consider that like a micro post. The one in the evening is like a mini post. So that's what's going on. It's early on, so it's all over the places. Some of them garnered like 400 views. Some of them garnered 4 views. so hit or miss, start learning. But one thing I found it interesting was my suspicion is I'm kind of, my reach is being suppressed on TikTok. I'm suspecting that probably because of the language I use. I kind of bleep out the bad words and stuff, but still. So I had to kind of pivot and rebrand myself as something else. So originally I started as Badass COO, but I think there's a possibility they flag ass. So I pivoted to a different handle, which I call it Alpha by default. More details in the info page later on, but so that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at your because I know it's kind of weird. Like you got some of them that have like barely any views, right?
Yeah. So TikTok is the only one. X was consistently low, so I'm not complaining. YouTube Shorts, they started a little bit slow, but they picked up a little bit more after a few days. Instagram was averaging around 100 views or so. So at least it's consistent. But TikTok was like first 4 videos were 100 and something, and then next 5 videos are like single digits.
Okay. I'm looking at your content now. Let me see.
Bad donkey. COO.
I don't know 100%, but so when you think about how the system works, right? They try to match up your content with the right people who want to watch it.
Okay.
But the way they do that is by trying to figure out if your content's similar to somebody else's content.
Okay.
And then try to have a lookalike audience that'll look at it.
It's TikTok.
Some of this stuff, I mean, again, it's a theory, but with the try doing some maybe without the very branded hashtags.
Okay.
Because like on Instagram, that's like a standard practice, but I think on TikTok that may hurt you because it's trying to look for other content that matches those hashtags. So like alpha by default, obviously there is no alpha, probably not very many, if any, right?
No.
So you might want to go a little bit more with
More generic hashtags.
More popular hashtags. So it can, because really all you're trying to do is help the system find the people that would be interested in this, right? So now it's like, what type of people will be interested in it and what hashtag do they follow, right?
Yeah.
And then also I would limit it. I know like if I add too many hashtags, I start getting less views.
Oh.
And then like today's Inland Empire one's not getting any views, right? And now I think about it, I started off with 5 hashtags, and then I deleted it in my original, but I think it was already. I think it was because I put too many on there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll try that today.
Yeah, so that's just one thing. But yeah, that's one thing you could try.
That kind of makes sense because previous posts, I didn't really care about hashtags at all. I had like no hashtags, and then I added hashtags after the post when I decided, hey, maybe I should add hashtags.
Yeah, because at the beginning, it'll just try to guess. It'll be like, oh, well, it's not tagged. We don't know what this is all about, so we're just give it to a tech audience and see which ones resonate with it most. But if you tell it like too much specifics, it's going to look for those specifics. But if it's not out there, then it doesn't.
Ditching down a little too much, huh?
Yeah, a little bit too much. That's at least for TikTok,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Trying to log in.
But yeah, just kind of what you're piggyback on what you're, I started posting pretty much too. I'm trying to find the consistency because right now I'm just testing out those faceless videos, but I'm trying to produce some of the storytelling ones, but I do want to throw in a few just the standard talking head ones I used to always do.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there might be like one faceless and then one talking head every day. Right now I'm just posting once a day with the library that I created. But the for what I found is that TikTok, you will see the results right away. If you don't see some sort of result, like if you still have like 10 views after like 24 hours, it's not going to get any views. It's very quick. like usually you can see the results within like 10 minutes as far as it getting some like at least 100 views. That means that it's to the For You page. And then based on that, it can grow. And then based on now that it has some, like it's out there, then potentially something could trigger it to go further. But if it doesn't get out there in the first place, then it's not really going to go anywhere. So TikTok's pretty quick. I've seen YouTube take a day or two sometimes before it gets out to the For You page. But usually what I do is if it doesn't ever like hit that, so like your reel only has like 10 views or 20 views, I usually just delete it and then find another time to repost it and try it again. Because sometimes it seems like it's with YouTube, it's kind of the luck of the draw. Because I've done that where I delete it and repost it and then it got views. So it could be just time of day, how many are in the queue, whatever, you know what I mean? So Instagram, sometimes I see it happen right away, and sometimes I get no views on there, and then a month later it'll pop off. So it makes like it makes sense kind of because their algorithm is very much matching content. So if like somebody else, like what, for example, one of my posts, I was kind of copying like the style of Hormozy, where he would have like a video and then the front would be like the copy of the tweet. Like and then there'd be some video in the background. So some of those like I would post and then they would get some good traction, some not. But then like if Hormozy had like one that went big, mine started getting a lot of views. So so like based on similar content. And so that's why if something else pops off that's similar, it'll try to pull yours up as like related content, because that everybody liked this one, maybe they'll like this one type thing. So it's not instant for that. It might take a while.
All right.
But yeah, I posted and I put the links in my bio. So I just started YouTube and X today. So the first ones, because YouTube and X will, like, if you have some sort of click link in the bio or some sort of downloadable, those are the two that'll convert the best.
Okay.
The TikTok, the problem with my TikTok is you need 1,000 followers before you can have a link.
Yeah.
So I'm just posting to try to get up to the 1,000. I think I'm like 780 or something like that. So once it gets to 1,000, it'll start converting better, because right now, if they really wanted it, they'll have to go to my Instagram and then go in the bio on the Instagram to download the link, which nobody's going to do. But it's already getting some traction. So like today, there was already 4 downloads of the PDF just from the post I did yesterday.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so my theory is right, X and YouTube perform better, because it's not like there's much more views on those two versus the stuff that was on Instagram and TikTok, but they're more receptive to like clicking into something and downloading something from there.
Do you have a visibility in terms of the source, like where they came from for the download?
Yeah, because I put kind of like a link, and I have analytics on there so I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got right now, one of them came from X, and then 3 of them came from YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, we'll see. Yes, we'll see. I know the first video is kind of the worst one that I have, because it's very like they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The other ones are more like value adds. So, but it's like one that I would pin. You know what I mean? It's the one that kind of is overarching. So we'll see what the next one's. How about, I know Pam, you've been we kind of dialed in at least what your brand's going to be. So I know you're trying to start. How's it been going?
I've been doing a few videos here and there, and I'm not really quite sure what I want to put out there and what I shouldn't put out there. So,
yeah. So I think the brand is pretty strong as far as somebody who's going through, especially like a divorce, somebody who's trying to recreate themselves, like you can even tell like I think what you need to do is like have like a short 60-second like tell your story video, It's like, hey, I'm Pam. You know, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm trying to change into. Like the last time, because it's a big deal, because the last time you really tried to work, you know, was, you know, besides the whole real estate thing, it was quite a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So jumping from, you know, taking care of the kids and, you know, being the wife and the, you know, taking care of the household to now jumping into a tech company, right? That's a big transition. But I think that story would resonate with a lot of people who want to like hear the story, or at least get some motivation that, hey, it can be done. You know
So
what I mean?
60 seconds, that's a quick video. I probably need a little bit more time to
Well,
maybe
so you need to have a 60-second one because people's attention spans are,
I got you.
but if you want to go and do a long one, then put it on YouTube.
Mm.
So you can say, hey, if you want to hear the full story, go on YouTube, but there should be a quick, like, hey, just went through a divorce. You know, I'm 29 years old. I'm, you know, you know, I'm transitioning, just starting a new life. You know, just started working at a tech company. You know, learning how to do sales. You know, all this kind of stuff. Still going through the pains of like getting all my stuff from the old house, and you know, with the whole thing, right? Because, and then at the end, you can just think, because the cool thing is you're going through it, right? So what do you think would help you? Like if you saw somebody, like if like all this stuff you're going through with like the junk from the old house and the moving and like where are you living, and then like, you know, like trying to start a new business and all the challenges that you have, if you saw somebody else with the same challenge, like that would be comforting, and knowing that they're like pushing through and getting through it, right? Even though like you may not want to like, it's tough to put yourself out there for like the public to see like the vulnerable side. I think it would benefit people, right? And people would resonate with that message. Because I think at the end of the day, you do want to help like people, right? So
I do, definitely.
So I think, you know, I'm like, we see the growth already. I think, you know, you come out victorious in this.
Right.
It's a huge like tool that you can show people like, hey, if you're going through this, I can help you from beginning to end. Like,
Right.
you don't have to be alone in it. You know, there's going to be a lot of challenges, but this is how I got through the challenges. This is what you know what I mean?
My biggest concern, I think, is just putting myself out there and exposing myself to maybe people who are involved, or like my kids, you know, I don't want them to, you know, have any repercussion from, you know, just, you know, that's my concern, is just who.
Yeah, but I mean, it should. That's the thing. It shouldn't be like rant session where you just like
Right.
But it should be more of a resilience thing. It's like, hey, these are the challenges. This is how I'm going through it. I think the kids would be proud to see that, right? So I mean, that could be like the litmus test. Is that would my kids be proud to see this content?
Right. So
that would be good, because that's what people want to see. You know.
I gotta take down some of my posts, man.
And you know, the resilient part though, it's difficult. Like yesterday, I was just ready to just give up. I mean, like seriously, I'm sometimes at my wit's end, you know. So
but see that part, you do want to share that with people, because that will make you relatable. You know,
I put a hole through a desk, or through this thing. I got so mad. I put my perfume down and I put it down with authority, and it made a hole right through this bookshelf. Like I was like, wow. Good thing that wasn't like a good piece of furniture.
Yeah, but I mean,
like
the more vulnerable you can be, the more raw, the more people are gonna want to follow and want to hear the story, and they want to follow you on the journey to see the transformation. You know what I mean?
Do they want to see the transformation already done, or do they want to see the?
No, they want to see the act of transformation. So like, I always go back to the analogy that the most successful online coaches for weight loss are people who are overweight.
Right.
Like it's not even the ones that look like they're bodybuilders now. And I used to be overweight, and now like a lot of them were like still overweight.
Right.
But then they're in the process because they're more relatable. It's like there's a lot of people who are like, you know, they see these guys with like 8-packs, and they're like, how the hell am I going to do that? I could barely get off my couch right now. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even deal with it. So And it's the same thing. It's like the more you can relate to the group that's going through what you can go through, that's your target demographic anyway, right? So that's
bring them to my storage units, bring them to my room and the garage.
they're like, oh my God, I'm going through the exact same thing. You'll find people. It'll be cool because you'll find people who relate, people who want to connect, people who are like friends, but people who will want to see the transformation and get motivated by it. Right. And then eventually when you get to somewhere where you feel confident, you're like, hey, I can help you with this, you know? Yeah, that's kind of the goal, right? But yeah, I think you have a very strong message, you know. And same with yours, Sam, because yours is kind of the same thing. You're trying to do a transformation also, you know. It's the same goal, you know. One thing, of course, is that you're gonna have to like get used to negative comments, you know. Sam's already used to it. Sam started that way. Dude, like some of his old posts, oh my God, like I don't like literally like the worst things you can like say. I think Dave's told Sam already.
He embraces it. Right?
He was asking for it. He was asking.
Yeah, he does. He asks for it, right?
I mean, that was with a specific goal in mind, though. Greg, what Jason's talking about is my trolling activity on X. I had a specific intent, which was to garner X amount of views and engagement, so I can actually get monetized on that platform. Eventually, which I did. But then, yeah, some of the stuff they say, some of them were actually pretty impressive. It was very insulting, but in a very creative way. So I was like, oh, these guys are, oh, dude, they're pretty good, you know. So, yeah, the whole important thing is like, these are just nameless people on the internet. You don't want to take them seriously. It's just it builds character, you know. And then also it's just, hey, it's gonna happen anyway, so might as well get used to it now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It may affect you if you're doing something serious and you're like, oh, this is great. This is gonna help people, and then they start doing that, and you're like, oh, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's a little different when the intent. Yeah. I mean, that basketball community, I think you're shunned from women's basketball and the Lakers.
The Bleacher Report.
Bleacher Report, yeah. But Pam, it's gonna happen. There's gonna be, because women are bad.
Haters, yeah, they are. They're bad.
Yeah, you'll get haters, but then through the haters, the one that's you're helping, it should be worth it. But the thing is that if they're taking the time to hate on you,
right,
then you know what I mean, that means your message is getting out, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's when nobody responds. That's worse. I'd rather have somebody give hate comments than no comment. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I could do without the haters, you know.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But yeah, so we need to start getting you to start posting some stuff, because I know you have been. It's just a matter of starting. Starting is
videoing stuff, but I haven't posted anything yet.
Yeah, starting is the hardest part. Sam, you've got like what, 30 already recorded or something like that?
Yeah, I filmed about 30 episodes, and then about 10, 11 edited. So I already have next 4 or 5 days worth of stuff ready in my scheduler. It's just finding the rhythm. I like doing batch editing because I want to sit at my desk and then edit, like crank out 6-7 videos edited and then put it in a scheduler, rather than every single day I have to do this every single day sort of a deal, because
yeah.
It kind of throws you off, you know. So if I have a block of time that I can just focus on editing and uploading and scheduling, that's time well spent. So it's just getting in the habit of everybody works differently. I mean, what I find is finding a block of time in a week so I can take care of that a week's worth of video right then and there. But someone else may find it a little bit differently. Like, hey, you know, I want to take care of this every morning or every evening. Hey, that's their prerogative. So it's just getting the habit of doing it, and then finding what works.
I found the best way to do it, at least for me, and I think a lot of people kind of have the same thing, is that, you know, your brain, the way your brain works for when you're doing like brainstorming on topics versus how your brain works on days of shooting versus the way your brain works on like editing is like different like modes. It's hard to do that in one shot. So it's good to like schedule like an hour during the week to just brainstorm all the topics and like the scripts or whatever you're going to be doing. Separate day. Choose one day where you shoot for like an hour and you're just shooting, and then another day to edit it like an hour. You know what I mean? It's hard to do it all in lump, but it's easy to do like all brainstorming for an hour, all shooting for an hour, all editing for an hour. That seemed to work the best. When I was posting a lot, I did have an editor, so that helped a lot. But now with like CapCut and stuff, it's relatively like simple. So we can all do it ourselves if we really want. But yeah. So Greg, when are you going to start posting? You have so I don't know. I know you missed the first couple. I mean, the first step really is we're trying to figure out, what the brand is going to be. The easy way that I do it is to figure out like if you were to have some sort of lead magnet downloadable. So like me and Sam put together just like a PDF of what that is, but all that really is going to do for you is figure out what key points that you can help people with, and then also kind of give yourself a little more structure on what the topics are going to be. So like all the stuff I'm talking about is basically like that PDF I created is kind of like an outline. So all the content's related to that. And Sam's the same way. He has like his fundamentals were in that PDF, and all the topics have to do with that. Have you given it much thought since last time we talked?
Regarding my brand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about it 24/7. It's what drives me nuts. I already have the brand and the vision and the things that I want to do. It's really about just putting up the stake to get it all going. But as I listen to you guys talking about the social media stuff, I guess the one thing, I do relate to Pam on what you were saying about the visibility piece. But I think for me, it's a little bit different in that there's so many, like I was talking to Sam about this the other day, like I definitely have a progression where I want to be stacking businesses. So it's like the first step is obviously with my first business of telecom and how I want that to be portrayed. But the one thing I'm a little bit worried about is like social media could become a full-time job. I don't know if I have the bandwidth to be a social media influencer, editor, all the different things that go into it. I mean, I'm a little naive. I don't really know what goes into that, but
yeah. So if you can dedicate an hour a week, you can do it. So when I was posting before, like, because the brainstorming part, I mean, you can just like as you go, just whenever you think of something, just jot it down, right? So it doesn't have to be a time that you're sitting down and doing it for an hour. The only time you really need to be sitting down for like an hour is to shoot. But you just have to be very very organized with that time. Because like if you have all the topics that you want to talk about, you can get a lot done, especially if it's for a short form video. Like in an hour, you can shoot like 20, 30 videos. You know what I mean? It could be very quick as far as like in an hour, So, and then the editing, if you really don't want to do that, you could just have somebody do it. It's not, and it's pretty expensive nowadays because it's pretty easy to do. But you do need to get out there because that's where discovery is going to happen, is through social,
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Derek?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Greg, the first few will be time consuming. The first few will be, you gotta spend a lot of time on them. But once you kind of get used to it, it's gotta be way easier than you think right now. So right now, I just film in my car. The whole series that I'm creating is literally called Truck Talk. So just me recording myself as I'm commuting back and forth. That's pretty much it. So I don't really have a dedicated slot for filming, and it's just a matter of me talking to the phone, recording. Every episode is like 20 second, 30 second at the most,
Yeah.
And then for editing process, my very first video, it took me 3 hours to edit because I wanted to make a template for the rest of my series, you know? So, you know, whether that be angle, color grade, or whatever, you know, you don't have to do all this stuff. But once I had that down, next 3 videos, it took me about 30 minutes each. And then right now I can crank out like 8-minute, 9-minute. I can just edit in like under 10 minutes per video. So it's just a matter of you know, putting your reps in, and then once you get used to it, it's you can do it a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah. Okay.
Be something really funny. Really funny. I just want to tell him about the video I did while I was driving. And Jay's like, you can't look at the camera while you're driving, you know.
So, did you show Sam?
I didn't show Sam, no.
Oh my, okay. So Pam tries to kind of copy your style of like your truck talk.
Yeah.
Except while she's driving, she's looking into the camera.
Oh, dude, don't do that.
It was scary. Like she's driving, then she like looks in the camera and starts talking. And then looks in the camera. I'm like, no.
You gotta get peripheral vision. You know?
I mean, it might go viral because people will just yell at you like, dude,
right?
There's a reason I'm always wearing sunglasses.
There's a method to my
right.
madness.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, the sunglasses thing is good. So you just make sure you're looking.
I was thinking about that the whole time that he had his sunglasses on. I was like, is he looking at the video or is he looking at?
I'm looking at my eyes are focused on the road.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. But Greg, one of the other things too is that, you know, a lot of people think it's daunting because they think like, oh, I need to get like 1 million followers for it to be worth my time and all that stuff. But if you're dealing with like your business, like if you got 10 followers and they're like some of the biggest companies in like Carlsbad or Corona, you know what I mean? That's like, you know what I mean? You can get a lot out of the right people in a small audience, you know, for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, same with me, because, you know, I'm trying to sell like a high ticket thing. Like I don't need my own thing. I want to get it out there for 1 million, but for monetary reasons, I don't need that many. I just need the right people, just a few of them, right?
Yeah.
So it's not all about needing that huge amount of views. So it doesn't have to be as complicated as you think. It doesn't have to be as produced. It doesn't have to be as like thought out. It's just as more as you get out there. It really is just trying to get as many people to know what you do, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the number one thing. And if later on you get in a groove and you want to make it more produced and you want to make it look cooler, you want whatever, you can do that, you know? But at the beginning, it's just a matter of just getting out there, start putting some stuff out.
You can do this, man.
Yeah, you can do it, man.
You can do it.
And Derek, the other day at Trajectory, that was pretty impressive. You're like, that was the first time you like,
Damn.
you had your brand like spot on. I don't know if you just pulled that out of your ass or just if that was that really was what you were meaning, but
That
it was
pretty
good.
much it. When I'm pulling out of my ass, I do my best work.
But it was good.
That's true.
It was good and convincing and
I
solid.
may not be a badass COO, but I can pull out of my ass every now and then.
Right?
Well, for those that didn't hear it, say it again. What is it?
He doesn't
Oh,
remember.
well, it never comes out twice.
I was gonna say, he doesn't remember what
That's one of the things about pulling it out of your ass. It never comes out twice. It comes out good at the same time twice.
The concept.
Actually, in fact, I just pulled some. I was going to try to record it before we had the meeting. I was going to do a little video snapshot because I was inspired by Mr. COO. But yeah, it didn't really work out that way. But again, just focusing on my communicating to win, which is to help sales professionals take their life to the next level, take their sales to the next level, and help by bridging the gap with the communicating factor and communicating to win process. It focuses on the communication process and styles, purpose, perspectives, and objectives, having social awareness, intelligence, not only of yourself, but your audience, and then being able to figure out how to structure talks while understanding both nonverbal and verbal body language. That's what my focus is for helping you to communicate to win in life.
Okay, so I don't know if it was by design, but I know last time it was different. It was simple.
Oh, yeah, I was just caught off guard. I just walked in. They're like, "You go."
Well, so
All right.
but what I liked about last time is you actually said for real estate professionals.
Yep.
Right? Because I know you were in the mode of like doing the talks at the real estate place, but I don't know if that's the route you wanted to go. If you wanted, because honestly, it'd be a lot easier for you to build up an audience and build up cred if it was specifically for real estate.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's definitely my target market. Where
Okay.
if he wants to go somewhere beyond that, but no, the real estate market is my target market for sure, because I know they host meetings. Most real estate companies host meetings weekly. They try to get people in there to help their sales agents become better sales agents. And I think I'm the only guy that's actually focusing on communicating versus systems and sales. Most people
well,
are systems and
also
sales.
that's what you do, so you know how. I mean, it's like somebody.
Yeah, and I know the business.
I sell jets. Help me. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
like, it's like, well, I guess sales is the same across all, but if it's specifically real estate, that's what you do. It's like, it's easier for you to talk about it.
I can stand in their shoes, and I can tweak it and modify it, and I can give really good examples of what they may have felt in a particular process or sales process, or sitting across the table from somebody, wherever that might be, networking event, you name it.
Yeah, because the thing is, there's a lot of big real estate companies, and they're always looking to bring in somebody that can enhance their salespeople, right? So there is a dime a dozen sales gurus that'll help them sell real estate, but I haven't really seen one specifically targeting like communication as like the main point, which is crazy because that is the main thing, right? So that's why if you can carve out that niche of being like the communication expert for real estate, you can go real far with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It is not like it's something that I've known for a long time, for a really long time, and just as you know, I never did anything with it, but I think it's vital. It's like our Toastmaster saying, communication is not optional; it's necessary.
Yeah.
And the more that you understand that, the better you have to navigate through it. Because I can learn a sales script, but doesn't mean I deliver it worth a damn. Doesn't mean that I'm reading body language or signals from whoever is receiving that information. So I think that there is a definite niche there.
Yeah. If you could come up with a very short, it's like 2-second explanation of what you do for real estate, like the benefit of it. It's like you teach real estate professionals how to communicate better for XYZ type thing, right?
Communicating to win takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because then
that's what I'm focused on right now. So that is now that I've clarified that and I've sidelined the other stuff for now. That's more or less, like I said, I have a thing that I pulled up. I took ChatGPT and took my outline and a few other specifics and dumped it in there and asked for, like a 1 minute design of how I want to create like a video, which would be more of a little marketing video that I could do.
Yeah. If you can basically, I think all you really have to answer is, okay, why is it important to have great communication skills when you're a real estate professional? Mm-hmm. And then if you did, what does it look like? Like what will the real estate professional think that, or what will they get out of it if they were a better communicator?
Things we talked about before, solve the problem.
Because if you can just put that, then we can easily put together like a one-pager that explains the importance of the communication and what you do and what the real estate person is going to get out of it, and send it to all the real estate podcasts to get you as a guest, just to position yourself as the expert in communication for real estate. Now, if you have that going on, then whoever you talk to, like if it's a local real estate company and you're looking to be like a guest speaker, you have all this ammunition. It's like, I've been featured on this podcast, positioned as the expert in communication. Like that's all it is. We just have to brand you as like the communication expert for real estate. And then you can go all over the place. You know what I mean? With that. Mm-hmm. And then I like what you said about sidelining, because that's also the fear. I know Scotty has that fear of like I want to do all this stuff. I don't want to be trapped in this little box of only this, right? But it's like literally, you need to start somewhere to gain credibility, and then once you get credibility in this, you can branch off and do other stuff. Like look at Tony Robbins. Like he started off as like one thing, and now he's like freaking does like 10 million different like verticals. You know, it just has to start somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I don't think. I know that's going to be my focus.
Yeah, no, that's awesome because that will do well. Yeah, for sure.
I got pretty busy. I really did want to show up with like a little video that I could show you guys coming into this meeting, but I was slammed last week, and by the time the weekend came, like Sunday, I took off. Went to church and spent time at home and just did that.
Was that a hard thing, Derek?
To what? Take time off?
To actually push through and then make your videos and stuff.
I haven't made it yet, but I put it on. I planned, like I said, I wanted to do it this morning, but it will be done this week. It'll probably be done by the end of the day today.
All right, man. I mean, you guys know one of my mantras for my philosophy is to do hard things. You gotta do hard things, man. Do what makes you nervous. Do what makes you afraid.
Okay.
Yeah,
I do want to call you out a little bit, Sam. Well, not call you out, but just question your idea of changing your brand, because you did change the name from a lot of the I know the idea was maybe the word ass is in badass COO is hurting, but how do you think that's going to affect the whole overview by changing it to Alpha by Default?
So the timing was interesting, but it's actually something I've been kind of wrestling with for some time. So I guess the changing of the social handles was just a result of it. But my main reason why shifting from Badass COO to Alpha by Default is, if you think about it, Badass COO is very me-centric. Like it's about who I am and who I want to show on my social channel, what I do, right? But Alpha by Default it's like a little broader concept, and it's more of community-based. And I kind of jokingly told Scotty that, hey, my career aspiration is to become a cult leader, right? So to create this cult-like movement, I think that kind of aligns with my long-term vision. So that's the reason why I made that eventual decision.
Okay, well, because it seems just more like on the surface, content would be less business oriented, more, I guess, masculinity, like.
Yeah, like a men's channel, sort of like a men's content, men's channel sort of a thing. It will business and execution, productivity will still be a part of it. But you're right. It's overall nature of the channel has broadened. Yeah.
Yeah, because before, like, if you say COO, it's mostly catering to business executive, business owner, that type of thing. Where this is now just pretty much any guy could be.
Yeah. Still, demographic wise, it still remains similar, like 30s and 40s, married with kids and wife. That's my target demographic. But it's not. So it's not really limiting to people who are in the business per se. But I think my main audience will be comprised of 30s and 40s men married with family, probably mid-level management or below, or blue-collar professions. I think those are my audience that I'm kind of have in mind.
Got it. So yeah, you're expanding your target basically with that move. Yeah. And expect to get a lot of hate, but if those of you don't realize what Alpha by Default means, it's so the polarizing idea.
Let me explain. So Alpha by Default was it's like a play on words, that I do have a personal conviction that men are alpha by default. Yes, hate me if that's hating me, that's fine. That's fine. But I truly believe that men should be the heads of the household and leaders of family. by default, not because you have to work for it, not because you have to earn it, not because you have to prove something. I personally believe that that is a natural order of things, that men are the head of the family. If you disagree, that's fine, but that's my conviction. So that idea, my stance already is a polarizing one. So I think there is some merit to attract people, whether they agree with me strongly or not. And then the rest of the I don't want to say curriculum, but rest of the credo or themes kind of stem from that. So it's very men centric. If you describe my social media description, it literally says alpha by default, men lead, men protect, men provide. That's like my theme. So if there's some ladies out there who happens to come across my page and hate it, that's fine. Hey, you can go find Oprah if you want. But hey, my channel, it's gotta be pro men. I'm men's advocate, and I'm not gonna apologize for it.
Why don't you start tagging Andrew Tate on there?
That's what Jason said, but I don't like that guy.
Yeah, the tape bros would definitely love you for sure.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
It's a very, I mean, he's a master of like getting people pissed off. So that's how he's made a living.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys are more similar than you think.
Hey, you know what I like about it is Pam's hitting you in the shoulder, and I'm sitting there like, I'm loving it. I'm loving your message. So it is very polarizing, but I think that's what's going to draw the audience in, because just like Pam has a message with what's going on in her life. And I love the whole thing. Like, what did you say? You put the coffee cup down and you created a hole in the desk or something.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's the kind of shit that people love. They're like, oh man, I love this lady. She's talking real. She's like, she's going through it. And I just had a situation like that the other day, and people don't want to see the end result. They want to see the journey, you know?
I need a photographer then to follow me around for those instances, or do I show?
Well, we're doing a reality show, right?
I mean, it'll be like I can just see it. You do it, and after you fool yourself, you're like, "Hey guys, I want to show you what I just did. Look at that hole. You know what that was caused by? A perfume bottle. You know why? Yeah. Because of this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. When you were talking about it, I was cracking up. I was loving it. I would like to have seen the video on it. That's hilarious.
Well, then you need to film me. You need to come in. No, but I can show it afterwards. I can just show that. I have a hard time. I don't have a stationary camera, and I don't know how to edit really either. So
no, you just do it just like I did it. Just like talking to the camera and do it. We can help you with the editing.
Okay.
There's like stabilization. There's like audio fixing. There's all that kind of stuff. So it can look decent at the end. You just need to record the journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, Derek, I have to comment on what you're doing, because I was I don't know why I didn't major in it in college, but I was a communications minor. But I am huge on words matter, nonverbals matter, and the way you present yourself. I think sometimes people can be lost in, I think that meeting went really well, and unbeknownst to them, it went like crap. You know what I mean?
That's one of my anecdotal stories that I talk about, being a young sales guy and having my sales manager sit in on that sales presentation, and then him asking me afterwards, how do you think that went? And I was like, yeah, it went great, man. I had all the buying signals. They're definitely in. And he's like, yeah, they're not in. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, everything went great with that call, man. I was answering a question with a question, and he was right and I was wrong. And then it happened multiple times. And I was like, what is he seeing that I'm not seeing? Mm-hmm. And ultimately, it's what led me to develop more on a personal side, and then get into Toastmasters and learning how to speak effectively and communicate effectively and read people effectively. And then everything began to change for me. So, but yeah, that's exactly like right what you were saying is like my personal story. And that's what happens with real estate agents. They go to the table, they follow all the rules, and they walk away and they don't get the listing. And they're dumbfounded as to why.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. And most of the time it's because they talk too much.
Yeah.
But absolutely. Thanks.
Yeah, there is a thing called you can talk yourself out of the cell for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done that a lot.
All right, guys. So let's do what's the plan for this week? Well, we'll start with you, Pam. What's your plan for this week?
Is to video myself some more and get it out there.
Yeah, I think we got to set up your accounts too.
Yes,
Fix all your socials and get it all going. And yeah,
absolutely. And business cards.
business cards. Well, that's for something else, but yeah,
Yeah,
business.
that's
Yeah.
my personal brand, kind of, right?
Kind of.
You put-
Yeah.
Yeah, my-
Well, I mean, it'll be cool to show the process of you getting cards because
Yeah.
that's a big deal. Yeah.
yeah, it's a really big deal. So, yeah.
You can do the digital ones. Like I do that hi hello, and it's totally free.
Oh, really?
It's hi hello.
Huh.
It's digital. That's how, like, my signature that I've got copied on my email. That's a hi hello. It's a free thing. You can send it to people. They open it up. It's a picture of you. That's how I got all my buddy of mine turned that on to me. And I was like, damn, that's the best thing. That's how I ended up coming up with my signs. I changed my whole entire marketing around that.
I want to be able to hand somebody something without having to, like, here.
You want the card?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
want
you
to
can make the cards.
I want
You can create it on that and then cut and paste it and then just design the card
yeah.
yourself.
Sam's working on it, huh?
Yeah.
No,
That's
Jason's
probably my
on it.
card.
Jason's on it, or somebody's on it.
Yeah.
And I could just, come up with a generic one, that I could just do myself.
I mean, it's very common these days that people have their own business cards, and also they have something called networking card. So
Right.
networking card is just completely your own card of your choice and design. You don't have to represent a specific company or function. It's just like who you are, your contact info, and your whatever you want to put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg, do you have cards?
Do I have cards? Yeah, I do.
Okay.
What do your cards say?
Alpha by default, telecom.
Badass COO. Oh.
No, they just give out my specific. I carry my broker's logo on. It would look very much like a real estate card, which, by the way, I used to be a real estate agent years ago. But what I do as a telecom broker, I have a broker that I work for, so I run under their logo. But I'm wanting to branch out and brand myself. You know what I mean? So I want to go from being Greg Huber with Keller Williams to the Huber Group, powered by Keller Williams, that kind of idea.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I carry business cards and stuff, and I have a digital card that I, like you said, Sam, from networking, that you can just tap the phone or whatever and give someone your info. Because when you're networking, it's going so fast. You just want to make sure that you're capturing the guys or the person's, name, phone number, and email, and you're moving on.
Right, to go back to that later is not as easy to do. To put it into your phone and stuff like that, or into a CRM or something.
Yeah.
It takes more time. If you have a digital card, you can just get it and it's in your stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've thought about the personal branding a lot. Just have a business card that's got, my signature, my name on it, like, kind of really nice, just clean, my email, phone number, and my name. It doesn't really say a whole lot on it. I've debated that and just be like, this is who I am. I do lots of things.
All right, Sam. What's the play for this week?
Continue uploading videos. I'm gonna play with different hashtags this week and see if it makes any difference. That's the plan. And then I am planning my longer form videos. I've been kind of contemplating putting together about 10-12 minute video, and that's still in the planning phase. And with the whole redirection in terms of my personal branding, it's going a little bit slower than I thought, but I want to make sure that content is solid. So still in the pre-production phase of it.
Yeah. I would, as soon as you can, also create some sort of call to action, like as a way to capture leads.
Yeah.
The only reason is because like right now, I got 2 views, 100 views, whatever. It's not a big deal, but I've seen too many times where something you don't think will pop off and you get suddenly 20,000 views, 200,000 views. You know what I mean? And then you're like, I wish I had something so I could capture it. So you might as well like have something. Just
What do you mean men lead? What? You know?
right?
What do you mean men are the head of the household? This is not freaking Stone Age, you know?
Yeah, you get a couple of arguments on your post, and that thing could go viral. And then, it'd be nice if you had something that could capture leads.
Yeah.
You know,
I already
The man.
have some slides I have in mind.
Just bold, be the man.
yeah.
What is a man?
Yeah.
Actually, I wrote, what is a person? Yeah.
Derek, I know you said you're gonna make that video. Any other plans?
That's pretty much the main. I mean, that's the main one. I want to tackle that. Kind of the other stuff is easy. It's just really getting the list. As far as my next step plan, I think I mentioned to you guys, I talked to JT over at Active, and he wants to see something from me. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'll make this little video clip. I'm going to go through, like we had talked about briefly, I'm going to go through all my photos. I've got a lot of different pictures and videos of me speaking. So I'd like to try to gather those into one folder so that way I can have that landing page and really show me in various places. While most of them are at the Board of Real Estate, that's kind of the only thing about it. But I do have stuff in other places that I can kind of put in there and give that illusion that I've spoken at everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
But at least that way, something that I could build off of that, have something super simple and be able to tie in those YouTube videos that I've got a little bit, like to try to have a little bit of a platform. But the video is going to be first. That way, then I can send something off to JT, book that next appointment.
I think that's like one piece of the puzzle, because I think when somebody says that, they're just really like, okay, well, how's it going to benefit the team, right? You really need to
I'm hoping the commercial will be enough.
Yeah, so like you really need to answer that question. Just make sure that like, why is it super important for them to have these communication skills? Like, so it's really like why the communication skills are imperative to make sales, and then why are you the guy that's teaching it, and then but that supporting footage of you doing the speaking is going to support that idea, right? But I think number one is like, hey, why is it important? Why should they know it? What's it going to do for them? This is just selfish benefit. Like, why, what's my team going to look like if I actually have them go through this thing? Like, what are they going to get?
WIIFM, what's in it for me?
Exactly. That's all it is. And if you can answer that, then you can send it to everybody,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, Greg.
Hey.
You got plans? What are you got? I know we're going to get going, right?
I got to get back to the old school though and make some phone calls and follow up on emails and do what I do for now. But
we could save you time and money. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. But yeah, you said you're following up on emails.
We're working on
We was just
it is amazing for how many years just relied on canvassing, door knocking. I was telling Sam and it's just like a linear path. It's just me. If I'm not in front of you, then there's no message. So, like with a brand and a website and with following up through and being consistent on social media, I mean, I've not been doing any of that. So yeah, I'm ready to get going.
Sounds good.
I feel you, Greg. I've been a broker for 32 years, and all the new stuff that everybody does, I haven't done any of it. It's literally, I'm 32 years into this business. I'm 55, and it's like as if I'm starting over.
Yeah, I relate to that for sure. But I'm excited. So there's things that got to get done, and we'll get it going.
execute.
Cool. All right. Any questions? Ending thoughts? Are we good?
How about you,
Scotty?
What about you?
How about you, Jason? What's your plan this week?
Oh, my plan. Well, today's Scotty's birthday, so he played hooky.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you tell him happy 50th birthday.
Yeah, or do 55.
He's 49, but this whole week I've been saying he's turning 50 just to piss him off.
No, tomorrow will be the first day of his 50th year.
Right? Exactly. That's my point. This is his 50th year.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, yeah, I'm gonna focus on trying to optimize for YouTube and X. So now that I'm posting on those, I'm trying to create a good format for the talking head that's not so talking headish. Um, I know they work. There's been like, I don't know if like you see some of my old stuff, the stuff where I'm off to the angle looking like I'm on a podcast seem to convert better than talking straight into the camera. I think people just psychologically, people don't like to be talked to as much, as far as they like to be the observer of a conversation more than like somebody like telling somebody like stuff, like, you know. I think that's probably why, and that's why most of the stuff out there, like even if you see Tony Robbins stuff, his stuff where he talks into the camera and tells you, they don't do very well, even that he's Tony Robbins. But the stuff where it's a clip from like him talking in a podcast, they blow up and they do really well. So I think there's some sort of psychological thing about just like yelling at somebody and telling them to do something, you know, that's probably not as effective. So I'm trying to go one beyond the on the podcast overlook. I'm trying to try something. So I'm going to try it today just to see what it looks like. But that's, yeah, what I'm working on. Cause I'm going to mix the storytelling videos, the faceless videos, and then those talking heads together. But yeah, my goal is to try to get, you know, 1 million people to download this thing. So I've got like 4 or 5 down. So we got
hey, you're only like 999,996 away.
Yeah, no, but it's actually promising because it could have been 0. You know what I mean? So considering, you know, 4 people downloaded so far, okay, and nothing really popped off yet. They're all like kind of the bare minimum views. So it's like, okay, you know, there's something I could work with.
Are we talking about the AI stuff that you do, or what?
No, so I'm doing the AI stuff for our own company. So the idea for the AI news is we have our own products that are coming out. I'm trying to create an audience that'll look at me as kind of like a trustworthy source of what's going on in AI. So when it's time for us to advertise our stuff, I could throw it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the main purpose, and also kind of solidify Inland Empire AI as letting them know what we do. You know, so we're talking about AI every day, and it helps me know what's going on too. But I have my own personal brand, which is more the coaching, the books that I've written and stuff like that. So, yeah, you can check it out if you join that Telegram group. You'll see kind of the posts that we're doing. You can see all of Sam's men are better than women posts, and you can see you'll see all my stuff, which is a lot to do with like manifestation and purpose and stuff like that kind of topics. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I'm doing both with the AI right now, but that one's pretty much on autopilot. I just have a kind of a simple system. Only takes me literally 5 minutes to record and like 5 minutes to edit every day.
I do like the AI stuff though.
Yeah, it's very little time involved because it's daily, so I can't do it in batches. So I try to do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I did it in front of some backgrounds. The car actually gets the best response, so that's the easiest anyway. So yeah, so that's just what it is right now. Eventually, I'm gonna try maybe doing it like a produced looking one just to see if it gets way more views. But yeah, it's not super imperative, I don't think, to get some followers. It's getting traction. It's very based on what's the news story. So if there's no news, it doesn't get much. If there's a big news story, it gets a lot of views. So it's not really, I can't control like too much of it.
Easy.
But yeah. All right, guys. Anything else? All righty. So we'll call it. All right. Thanks, everyone. All right.
Peace.
Later.
Later.
Bye.